CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Connor Hogg.
The changes we need to make to immigration are a significant departure from the status quo, and therefore I am seeking a referendum mandate from Albertans to implement them.
Premier Danielle Smith says a provincial referendum will be held this fall. In her televised address this evening, Smith says she needs to hear from Albertans about how they want the government to deal with 9 questions that cover immigration, equalization, education, healthcare, and the justice system. Good evening. 9 questions will be posed to Albertans during a provincial referendum on October 19th.
I want you to know how confident I am in the judgment of Albertans on these and other delicate issues. Although there are some politicians and commentators that fear direct democracy, such as referendums, I do not. I trust the judgment of Albertans.
The questions Albertans will answer this fall include whether the province should take increased control over immigration and requiring proof of citizenship to vote in elections, laws mandating that only Canadian citizens, permanent residents, and those with Alberta-approved immigration status be eligible for health care, education, and social services, as well as potential restrictions to access if eligibility remains the same. The province also wants to make amendments to the Canadian Constitution with the help of other provinces, such as giving those provinces the right to choose King's Bench justices, abolishing the federal Senate, and allow provinces to opt out of federal programs without losing federal funding. Alberta also wants to see provincial policies get priority when in conflict with the feds in areas that have either provincial or shared jurisdiction. Smith says many of the questions are based on feedback from the Alberta Next panels held last year. Political science professor Laurie Williams isn't convinced these questions will address Albertans' concerns.
Albertans are looking for solutions to the problems that are top of mind for them: affordability, healthcare, education. And unless and until the government is effective in addressing those questions, these distractions of immigration, the federal government, and so forth, I think are going to be very problematic.
Danielle Smith's televised address comes 1 week before the province announces its 2026 budget that Smith has indicated will run a deficit. Smith says that the province will not be making cuts to social services and will instead cut what it calls bureaucracy, limiting of government spending, and implementing more income testing for social services. This is a developing story. You can find more coverage on our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. The province says it has destroyed the remainder of the children's pain and fever medicine it purchased from Turkey during the COVID pandemic. AHS says disposing of the medication cost about $700,000. In 2022, the Alberta government ordered the liquid acetaminophen because of a shortage of children's pain medicine. By the time it arrived, the shortage was over. It was also pulled from neonatal intensive care units because it was clogging feeding tubes. The province says half of its remaining 1.4 million bottles were donated. The rest have now been destroyed because the doses were set to expire. AHS says it cost $718,000 to dispose of the medication. The opposition calls the whole process a waste of public money. An old hotel went up in flames along Stony Plain Road today. The building has been abandoned for years, leaving some people in the area questioning why it was still standing. CTV's Evan Kenny reports.
The south wall of the Jasper Place Hotel along Stony Plain Road crumbles as firefighters spray the building. Edmonton Fire says the flames started just after 5 a.m.
The wind was kind of pushing it from the south, so the fire typically spread from the south to the north, and it travels under the roof where we can't get at it.
Edmonton Fire says the building was abandoned and no injuries have been reported, although firefighters still need to search inside.
We've dealt with a lot of fires in boarded up buildings over the past number of years, and I'm sure it'll continue to be a concern until more of these buildings get demolished.
The Jasper Place Hotel was shut down by Alberta Health Services around Christmas of 2019. AHS said a fire may have spread hazardous materials to other parts of the building.
They should have tore it down. They should have tore it down. I don't understand why they didn't tear down that building.
It's not just this building that has caught fire in recent years.
There are kind of some condemned buildings by our apartment, so of course it is alarming.
Is it concerning to you just seeing, this many fires in the last 10
Considering years? I live in a 1947 house with wood as dry as anything, yeah.
It's less of a trend of buildings burning down. It's more of a trend of we need more eyes on the street, and we need better enforcement of problem properties.
The Stony Plain Road Business Association wants to see the city do more to protect the businesses and people in the area.
The city of Edmonton needs to have the same approach to problem commercial property that they have with problem residential property.
CTV News has reached out to the city for comment and are waiting for a response. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
You can expect to see more Edmonton police officers at major events this year. CTV's Miriam Valdez-Carletti has more on what it takes to police Festival City as it celebrates.
When you go to a festival this summer, you may notice more Edmonton police officers.
Typically, our events are increasing by about 10% every year, as well as the resourcing to staff those events is increasing by 10% as well.
Last year, officers attended 139 major policing events, ranging from 12 officers for a standard Oilers game to 150 officers during the NHL playoffs. Policing those games cost the city almost $1 million. Officers also attended festivals, concerts, and protests.
Even with George Floyd, the Black Lives Matter movement and different things that came up, we didn't seem to have that type of those types of events back 15 years ago.
Norquest College criminologist Dan Jones says Edmonton sees more protests than other major cities because of the legislature. Police say while protests have increased, marches that interrupt public streets have gone down from 90 in 2024 to 19 in 2025.
Because we've seen a decrease in those marches, I think that has also decreased the public interest and the public worry about protests and demonstrations in our city.
Acting Inspector Brett Stixma says there are other reasons for a more visible police presence at major events.
Not only is it a deterrent to crime or suspicious or unacceptable criminal behavior, but it also shows that we're there to engage the community.
It's nice to have those interactions in a space that's not in a space of crisis, allowing police to be in these spaces with community together.
Ensuring everyone can enjoy living in Festival City safely. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
A woman who took the city to court to try and stop a proposed housing project is disappointed her efforts failed. Still, as CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports, it's prompted some permanent changes at City Hall.
So the land that you're looking at will be townhomes.
Leah Widenowski surveys the park space she and her neighbors have been trying to preserve for the last few years. Wednesday, council voted to sell a section of it for $1 to be developed into townhomes with half of the units subsidized.
Even though I am disappointed, I'm not surprised. This decision was made a long time ago. Our voices probably didn't really matter.
Widenowski spearheaded the community effort to stop the below-market land sale, even taking the city to court after councillors handled 11 similar sales at the same time in late 2024. A judge ruled the mandatory public hearing on the motion was not held, rendering the sale approval procedurally unfair.
I was really disappointed in their response yesterday, however. I mean, we didn't even get so much as an apology to having to come back to this matter again because of the mistake that they made.
City staff confirmed to council the incident will not change written policy, but in the future, administration will ensure decisions on certain issues go through a full public hearing process.
The courts made their ruling, and so we want to, going forward, anytime we're talking about a land sale below market value or removal of a land use designation, we'll put it in the form of a public hearing instead of a committee meeting, which is what the city did for decades.
The homes will replace a small soccer field and a couple of children's ball diamonds. The playground, tennis courts, and more will remain. Widenowski says the focus now shifts to working with the developer, Treaty 8 First Nations of Alberta. She says the experience in civic engagement is a motivator for future battles.
If anything, it means we need more people to come out, provide their voices.
Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The federal government is spending millions of dollars on 2 Edmonton companies under its new defense strategy. The announcement was made at Logican Technologies, one of the first Alberta companies under the Regional Defense Investment Initiative. The fund is designed to help companies increase production or to contribute to Canada's defense needs. Logican is getting $1.5 million for manufacturing tech like sonar and sensors. 0 Point Cryogenics is getting $5 million to speed up research and commercialize for defense systems. It says it's one of only 6 manufacturers in the world capable of producing these kinds of cold systems.
In Edmonton, we have the right mix of blue-collar expertise and scientific research to continue inventing breakthrough cryogenic systems and manufacturing them at scale. We employ physicists from the University of Alberta and tradespeople from the polytechnics of the prairies.
Yesterday, the city said it would be part of a defense alliance for the Edmonton region. The group plans to promote our area as a hub for military research and innovation. The Edmonton Police Service says it welcomes support by the federal government to crack down on extortion crimes.
We all want to be able to work together to make sure we can come to a viable solution, as these series are national and international.
EPS says it doesn't have details yet about the support Edmonton will receive. Despite that, it's optimistic it will help. In recent years, our city has seen dozens of arsons and shootings police said were extortions, targeting the South Asian business community. Those new extortion measures come as police in Calgary charge a man in a similar case. CTV's Tyson Fedor has more.
Extortion cases on the rise across Canada, up 300% over the last decade. And now Ottawa is hoping to track down the violent criminals.
Enough is enough. We're doubling down on our efforts. We're putting forward a follow the money strategy and measures.
The federal government is directing the Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Centre of Canada, also known as FinTrack, to deploy intelligence officers to Alberta, BC, and Ontario.
These officers, which have the tools in order to detect financial transactions which would be suspicious, would be embedded with various police force across the country.
Calgary police are investigating 21 cases of extortion since July of last year, targeting the South Asian community in the city's northeast.
Just similar to frauds, if you're getting asked for money or something that seems out of the norm, contact the police and find out if this is the best possible action you can take, because people think if they just provide a small amounts of money, this will end the situation, and what happens is it gets worse from there.
On Thursday, 37-year-old Jaspreet Gill was charged with 6 counts of extortion. He's accused of demanding money and valuables from a woman he knew on 6 separate occasions in 2024 and threatened violence if she did not comply. The threats were found through electronic messaging, and small amounts of money were transferred.
But definitely there was intimidation and threats of violence, which caused concern and causes victim to initially cooperate with their demands, but then as the demands kept going on, they got more and more uncomfortable that this was not going to stop, and they did the right thing by contacting us.
But police stressed this was an isolated case and not connected to the other ongoing incidents. One of the most recent cases in Calgary includes a home being shot at in Redstone, which has left some on edge.
Sometimes these guys are our neighbors, right? It's really scary for us, and people are unemployed, and I guess no jobs over here. They're trying to look for easy way to borrow money.
Coming up next, reaction to the Canadian women's gold medal game across Alberta. Also just ahead, Edmonton students celebrate the arrival of the Year of the Horse, with some performing in front of their friends and family.
It was pretty nervous because most of my other performances, it's in front of strangers, but this one felt a lot better.
Well, the temperature this morning was minus 28 here in the city and colder in outlying areas, but we did warm up quite nicely to minus 16. The good thing is, as we get out of the weekend, we've got a big warm-up coming our way for next week. So a few more days of cold left, then we warm up. I have those details, your 5 and 10-day forecasts coming your way.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
More Olympic hockey action took over Edmonton bars this afternoon, but it didn't end the way fans had hoped.
That's not the outcome we wanted.
The women's gold medal game saw Canada lead for much of the match. Late in the third, the U.S. scored, sending the game into overtime. 4 minutes into sudden death, Megan Keller scored the game winner for Team USA.
It was a great game. I mean, I'm disappointed that the U.S. won.
You got to lose the gold to get the silver, and that's heartbreaking.
And it wasn't just Edmonton who stopped their day to watch the game. A few brews were enjoyed in Calgary as well, as fans cheered on Team Canada from the Oval. CTV's Alicia Fieldberg reports.
Go Canada! This group came prepared to cheer on the women's hockey team in the gold medal final.
Because it's Canada, and it's hockey, and it's great.
It's definitely a big deal, and it's a big deal for like this sport to watch it. And I mean women as well. It's exciting.
It feels awesome just to have everybody come together, the community be together.
Team Canada led most of the game with 1 goal before the U.S. tied it with minutes to go. In the 3-on-3 overtime, the U.S. scored, winning gold. A heartbreaking loss, but Canada takes silver.
You know, silver is just as honorable.
The watch party at Calgary's Olympic Oval included a former Olympian who understands the impact of knowing people are cheering back home.
From my own perspective, I would say sometimes it's pressure, sometimes it's extra motivation. You want to do right by the people who were close and didn't make it either.
And others hoping to make the Winter Games in the future.
It makes it feel very achievable and real, to see people that I grew up with competing against, and it's an exciting moment just to even support my friends and teammates.
Hockey fans will now turn their attention to the men's team with the semifinals Friday and the final set for this weekend. Alicia Fieldberg, CTV News, Calgary.
Students at Meadowlark School have welcomed the Year of the Horse. Students celebrated the Lunar New Year with musical performances and dances. Meadowlark School is one of 14 in the Edmonton Public Division that has a Chinese Mandarin bilingual program. Students put in a lot of practice to perform in front of their friends and family. Rachel Lee says she was more nervous than she might be at any other recital.
It was pretty nervous because most of my other performances, it's in front of strangers. But this one felt a lot better because I got to show everyone what I could do and what I know.
It really shows the pride that our students have in the diversity of our school, in the cultures of our school, and the Mandarin bilingual program. It's heartwarming and exciting, and it's wonderful to be able to share that with everyone.
The provincial government will also celebrate the Lunar New Year next week. There will be an event at the Alberta Legislature on Tuesday at noon. A celebration of Black History Month today at the Ledge. The event recognizes and celebrates the accomplishments and contributions of Black Albertans throughout history. There was a choir, a spoken word artist, and other performers. People like LeVar Saul also shared personal experiences.
For me, it's always about my children, believe it or not. They are born Albertans. My wife and I were immigrants to Canada. As much as we spent more than half of our lives in Canada, we're just dedicated to making a better place for them and playing whatever part we could.
Saul says one way people can do that is to be active citizens, teaching kids how to volunteer. The Edmonton Elks will hit their former home field this summer. The Elks plan to honor their roots by playing an exhibition game at Clark Stadium, their former home. The Elks will host the Calgary Stampeders May 29th at the original home of Edmonton's franchise. They played pro football there for 30 years. The team says there will be vintage setups throughout the stadium. Coming up, a report from the roof as we take a look at the many ways Edmonton firefighters are keeping themselves busy during their rooftop campout.
Tippy tappy, oi, oi, oi! Tippy tappy, oi, oi, oi!
Tippy Tap is like God here. It rules all of our decisions.
Friday on your morning, it's ski and snowboard day. We talk about the benefits of outdoor activity, even in cold weather, plus the basics of budgeting, how to figure out your numbers and fuel your financial future.
Your Morning Edmonton, weekdays.
Programming brought to you by Leading Ladies of Broadway with your Edmonton Symphony Orchestra. Learn more at winspearcenter.com.
Well, you know it's been cold when minus 16 with the sun feels really good. And that was the case for today. We started off at minus 28 here in the city, but outlying areas were below minus 30, and we hit a high of minus 16. A lot of sun to go with it. Wind was lighter today. It still had a bit of a chill, but it did feel a little bit warmer. The good thing is our temperature is set to warm up more so as we go throughout Monday and next week. So we only have a few more days of these cold temperatures left. As we take a look at the calendar, the first half of the month was above seasonal, but now we're at a count of 3 days below seasonal. Today, again, minus 16. We'll see a few more days around the same temperature. And then as we go throughout the rest of next week, temperatures will start to climb closer to and then above average seasonal high. Let's take a look at today's highs. We were one of the warm spots in the province at minus 16. Calgary minus 20, Fort McMurray minus 20. Jasper and Banff, the mountain parks were doing pretty well today, minus 10 and minus 12. But other than that, most temperatures in the province were still quite cold for today. As we take a look at the futurecast, we're going to be seeing partly cloudy sky throughout the overnight and early morning hours in northern areas and areas to the west and to the southwest. For us, a little bit more cloud as we go throughout the overnight period. Mainly sunny to start off tomorrow morning, but then as we head from Friday into Saturday, we've got more cloud coming into the picture. So we're going to see increased cloud cover after tomorrow. Now let's take a look at the morning lows. We'll start off around minus 26. Still colder to the north. Slave Lake minus 30, Cold Lake minus 31, Fort Mac minus 31 as well. Still under an extreme cold warning. That's as far south as Red Deer as well, where their low is minus 29, Coronation minus 27. Wind chill values even lower than that. For tomorrow, Fort McMurray minus 17, everyone a little bit warmer, which is good. Whitecourt minus 11, that'll feel a lot better. Red Deer minus 14, and the mountain parks looking good. Jasper minus 5, Banff minus 7. For us, minus 14. As we go throughout the day, wind on the light side, it'll make it feel about 4 degrees colder. The wind chill in the afternoon, minus 18. But I should get to the morning temperature first. Minus 26 to start, feeling like minus 34. So a big warm up and a big drop in the wind chill as we go throughout the day. Minus 16 Saturday, Sunday, late flurry Sunday into Monday. And then Tuesday is where we see a bigger jump in our temperature. Minus 6 for a high. And take a look at the rest of next week. Temperatures could be as warm as 2, but then a little bit of a drop off after that.
5 firefighters are 2/3 of their way through a rooftop campout for charity. Despite temperatures dropping as low as minus 28, they say they're trying to put the fun in fundraising. As CTV's Matt Woodman shows us, they're inventing their own games and tapping into their creativity.
Morale's high, even though the temperatures are low.
After signing up for 57 hours of rooftop camping, 5 Edmonton firefighters needed something to do to pass the time besides downing donuts.
They say cops like donuts.
And getting some sleep.
Welcome to Mike's Mansion.
So the guys got creative.
Tippy tappy, oi, oi, oi! Tippy tappy, oi, oi, oi!
Tippy Tap is like God here. It rules all of our decisions.
Essentially hand hacky sack.
Oh, big one.
The first one to drop this homemade ball 3 times.
What's that ball made of?
Ready? Tape. Duct tape.
Well, just duct
and a sock,
and a sock.
I think.
Is stuck doing chores.
Change the garbages or wake up early for an interview or whatever the chore might be.
Did you lose Tippy Tap? Is that why you're...
You know what? This one I volunteered for, but I've definitely lost my fair share of Tippy Tap.
While they bounce the ball around, they're also bouncing ideas off one another for their next video.
Some good, some not so good.
In the lead up to this fundraiser for muscular dystrophy, each fire station created countdown videos.
The fire crews get really involved with it, and it really helps us gain traction for the event.
You may recognize some from sitcoms.
Parkour!
Station 10 recreated the parkour scene from The Office, all in hazmat suits. That was hilarious.
Extreme! Parkour! Parkour!
Others are based on movies.
I was in the Station 19 video where we recreate the driving scene from Step Brothers. I was the son in the back seat.
She's got eyes of the bluest sky.
Do you have the pipes to pull off the sun in the back seat?
I hate to look into those eyes.
Absolutely not. We completely lip sang that, obviously.
But one based on a Miley Cyrus song really brought the house down.
I have to say I have to go with the fellas back at Station 1.
It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
The Wrecking Ball video.
I came in like a wrecking ball.
that caught everyone off guard, completely out of left field.
You can find your favorite and donate to the cause by visiting their Instagram. Just search EDM Fire Muscular Dystrophy. Matt Woodman, CTV News, Edmonton.
Thanks for watching us tonight. For the latest news anytime, visit our website, ctvnewsedmonton.ca. From all of us here at CTV, thanks for spending your time here. Have a good night.